it's just becoming clearer and clearer. I would say that 99% of your problems as a man can be resolved by practicing retention, going God mode, cutting out the lust, transmuting the lust, and training like a warrior, getting jacked, at gaining some pounds, putting on some pounds, going gorilla mode. Those two things combined are going to really raise your testosterone. And when you raise your testosterone, bro, everything changes. You talk to guys who do TRT. Watched a video of a guy that I have a lot of respect for recently who revealed that for the last 5 years he's been on TRT. And it was a pretty compelling video. Awaken with JP, real legend. I was pretty shocked to discover that he was on TRT. But when he started to talk about how it changed his life, it started to make sense. Now, that's not something that I'm necessarily going to choose for myself, because I believe that with a foundation of retention, going God mode especially, plus training like a warrior, I believe we can outdo these results that people get with TRT. You know, maybe not the results people get using steroids. Bodybuilders use steroids and, use 25 times the amount that you'd be using on TRT. We might not be getting those kind of results in terms of hypertrophy gains, but we're going to be getting some pretty profound results, bro. Consider this. I've gained about 95, coming onto 100 pounds in 19 months. Now, it's not all muscle, but quite a lot of it is. Quite a lot of this weight, this mass that I've gained is muscle. Most of it is muscle. So, if you have the foundation, first of all, of a solid retention practice, if you cut out the corn, you cut out the playing with yourself, you cut out the endless looking at women, the endless gooning over women, you'll firstly begin to gain a lot more energy. You'll begin to gain a lot more clarity. You'll begin to gain a lot more aggression, right? And it's up to you to then do something with that. This is why I think training, in particular hypertrophy, getting jacked, getting big, is the missing piece of this retention puzzle for most of us guys. Because if you don't transmute the energy, if you don't convert the energy into something such as muscle, which then leads to you producing more testosterone, which leads to you becoming more confident, on top of your retention benefits, on top of the testosterone you're already gaining from practicing retention. Once you start training, once you start building your body and gaining mass, your testosterone is getting spiked even more. And it's only going to enhance all of these, facial changes. It's only going to enhance all of the baseline benefits of retention. Clearer eyes, clearer skin, burning more fat, just in a passive state, just as a part of your metabolic rate increasing. All of these benefits will gain as you begin to stack on muscle. You'll begin to feel calmer. You'll begin to feel less of this jittery, hyped energy that can happen on retention if you're not transmuting properly. This is why guys get blue balls. This is why it is a thing that in some cases people can develop prostate problems when they're practicing retention. It's not the retention to blame. It's the fact that they're not doing something with the energy. You've got to do something with the energy. And I really believe that the first port of call should be getting jacked, getting big, getting grounded into your body. And these benefits will just begin to amplify each other. They'll begin to enhance each other. I'm starting to realize that high testosterone solves 99% of a man's problems. What kind of problems do we face as men on a day-to-day basis, right? We face money problems, we face women problems, we face confidence, personal power problems. That's really it. Like, if you boil it down, that's really what it's all about. Now, if you have high testosterone as a result of retention plus training, and I mean hypertrophy training, training to get bigger, training to build mass, to build size, then testosterone is going to go up. Your confidence is going to go way up. Your personal presence, your level of presence is going to go way up. So when you walk into a room, you are felt. You are felt as a force to be reckoned with, not just energetically, but also physically. That's the thing. That's these two factors working together. And therefore, people who are powerful, people who have high energy, people who have huge strength about them, not just physically, but also mentally and emotionally, because when you train your body, you're actually training your mind, because the body is just an extension of the mind. So when you get yourself jacked, you're displaying that you have a huge amount of strength. You're displaying that you have a huge capacity to perform work, to output, to produce, to deliver, without even having to open your mouth. Your presence just reveals that. And so therefore, money is going to be attracted to you more so, because you're displaying in your physique that you take care of yourself, that you invest in yourself. You're displaying with your very presence that you care about yourself, that you love yourself, that you give a damn about your appearance, that you give a damn about being a strong man who can hold his own, who can hold his ground. You're displaying that people can't just push you around. No one's going to pick a fight with a jacked brother practicing retention. It's not going to happen. Number one, because you're jacked and you're huge, and most people will just be afraid of you. And number two, energetically, you're outputting an extremely high frequency, so you don't attract those kind of situations. So that's why I say raising your testosterone, it's going to solve your money problems. You're going to find opportunities come to you so much easier. People want to work with you. People want some of that energy. They want some of that raw power that you're displaying by being a jacked gorilla on retention. Number two, your women problems. You're not going to have any issues attracting women if you're jacked and if you're practicing retention. Now, a lot of guys think they can just practice retention and that somehow that's going to land women in their bed without them having to do anything. And it's a nice fantasy, bro. And I mean, in some cases it can happen, but for the most part, you've still got to show up. You've still got to show up, open your mouth, talk some talk, make some connection, build a connection to get a woman to come and sleep with you, or whatever it may be that you're looking for in that situation. And so having huge delts, huge lats, huge traps, a thick neck, a big chest, having a big fucking strong gluteus maximus, again, it's just like, it takes you all the way to the front of the queue. So maybe on semen retention, you were like 70% towards the front of the queue, but now you add on top of that a solid training program, really consistent training, really consistent hitting the gym, eating well, sleeping well, taking really good care of yourself, and you've just gone from 70% of the front of the line to number one. You're just number one in the line now. There's no more hesitation, there's no more doubt. You are the king, right? And so high testosterone makes you pre-selected. It makes it so that before you ever even open your mouth, you're the one that they choose. You're the star in the room. You're the most attractive. And it makes your women problems very, very minimal, because you're acting like a man. You're acting like an alpha by default. You don't have to learn all these techniques. You don't have to learn all these, all this game shit, because you are it. Game is simply a compensation for something you lack in your personality or in your body, in your presence. You lack some kind of magnetism in some area. So you try and talk around it using game, using these tricks, like basically tricking women into wanting to sleep with you. But when you are jacked and when you're practicing retention and you're deep in it, that does all the game for you. You don't have to say anything special. You just have to be yourself, because you are it. You are the embodiment of a true man with high testosterone. You know, this has been proven by science. Women always select men by default with high testosterone, even if they're looking at static photos. It's all in the face. It's in the jaw. It's in the brow. It's in the cheekbones. The physiology doesn't lie. The body doesn't lie. It shows all those markers of a true man for women to see, and they instantly pick up on it. So what I'm saying is, stop trying to get around it. Stop trying to take shortcuts or get around the elephant in the room, which is that women are simply attracted to strong men with high virility. And you can create that. You can create that by doing retention and getting jacked. So stay strong, kings. Go hit the gym. Take care of yourself. Invest into your body. Yes, it's a temporary vessel, but tell me one thing that isn't temporary except consciousness itself. Everything's temporary. So you using this excuse that because the body's temporary somehow disqualifies you from needing to train. That's a load of shit, bro. Hit the gym, raise your testosterone, and you'll see reality will start to treat you differently. Women, money will start to treat you differently. Everything falls into line for a man who is embracing his full masculinity. A man who's optimizing his testosterone. It's not complicated. It's just simple daily consistency. It's putting in the work when you need to put in the work and taking the rest when you need to take the rest. Balance. Balance is key. So brothers, if you want to get around more of this, jump in the community. We're constantly talking about training, testosterone, semen retention, women, all the issues that men face. We're talking about it. We're brainstorming. We're masterminding. We're helping each other find the solution that's already within, just through the power of that reflection, through the power of having over 100 guys engaging in these conversations, opening up, being vulnerable, sharing their stories. That's what it's all about. So jump in below. You'll find the link under this video. Much love, kings.